Good evening and welcome to the Student Awards ceremony of USP College's Seevic campus. We're pleased you could join us tonight to celebrate the success of our students and hope you enjoy watching the awards. I would now like to welcome Dan Pearson, the Principal and CEO of USP College, to start the proceedings.
Good evening and welcome to our Student Awards ceremony. This time, as you can well see, it is now virtual, and clearly that's due to the pandemic. We have had a difficult 2 years, there's no getting away from that. And you guys, in terms of the students who are going to be receiving the awards today, have had the best part of 2 years of this. However, in despite of that, it hasn't affected your ability to be recognised and stand out. So therefore, for me, that makes it extra special that you've still shone through in despite of being in and out of lockdown and all the difficulties that you'd have had. So I'm so pleased we're here and we've got the ability to celebrate, albeit virtual. And I hope you getting your award will fill you with pride. So pride is very relevant to the message I want to give today. And because each of you, in despite of everything you've gone through, as I've just said, you've gained recognition. You've gained recognition for a trait or a skill or an ability to achieve above your peers. Many of our awards are for human traits that we must develop within our students for you to be able to go out into the job market and have that unique selling point above other competitors and really stand out. And you should take the recognition that you've gained, whether it's your first award or one of many. You know, as I said, times are tough and you've still been recognised, but you will, unfortunately, over your time, listen to voices, and you'll have voices of people telling you you're not good enough. But however, you must shut them out. It's difficult at this time, and it's very difficult being a teenager and being a young person trying to progress on in life. So that's why I want you to make sure you have the ability of shutting out those voices and remember this achievement and remember the feeling of the award you received today. Your generation faces more than its fair share of negativity, doesn't it? You know, about constant things in the press, about violence amongst young people and teenage communities. You know, we're telling you to get an education and go on to university, but we're putting you in debt because of it. But don't forget that graduates will earn at least a minimum of 12,000 more a year than other non-graduates. So it's important that you still have that drive, it's important that you still push forward. You know, we're encouraging home ownership, but yet there's a housing shortage and it's unaffordable for you to get on the ladder. And I'm not telling you these things because I want you to feel depressed or I want you to feel negative about it. I'm telling you it because this award should boost your self-esteem. Because in this unfortunate world, lots of people try to stifle and damage your self-esteem, perhaps because they themselves have had it done to them. But remember, you've been recognised and you've stood out amongst thousands of your peers. You've been recognised for some fantastic trait you have within you, and you'll be able to do this again and again and again. So there's many people who've faced adversity, but something's been recognised within them, some level of genius, some level of talent. But that on its own won't get you where you need to be. But genius, talent, coupled with self-esteem and motivation will. And you've shown us you've got motivation because you've persevered. You've logged onto your online sessions, you've taken education in a very difficult phase, and you've still come out the other end shining. So one or all of the traits I've just mentioned, genius, talent, self-esteem, motivation, but it's been recognised in you. You're all geniuses. Whether teachers, parents or yourselves haven't recognised it yet, you are all geniuses. But sometimes you've got to start somewhere and you've got to be recognised for a trait worthy of celebration and note. And that's what you've done. So each time you're feeling down or you're hearing the naysayers, remember this moment when you get that award and that sense of self-achievement and self-esteem. Remember when you're hearing all the negative press that you can still achieve, you can still push forward, you can still drive. When you're hearing the negative press about going on to university and this, that and the other, remember the potential earnings you can achieve and remember all these things as you move forward. So now we're going to move on to the awards section. So that's it from me. You'll be glad to hear, and I'll say bye for now.
The A-level area has 3 awards tonight. These learners have been nominating based on their hard work, commitment, studies and evidence in the qualities in our college values. The nominees for our first award are Nikki Bowden, Alfie Duffel and Madison Walker. Nikki Bowden. Nikki was consistently researching and catching up on work. When he accidentally missed out on a page of his writing for his mock, he still came in, even though he had no lesson, and submitted the missing work. Nikki is always willing to engage, will always go the extra mile, asking questions and trying to get the exact understanding. Well done, Nikki. The nominees for our second awards are Lucy Davey, Morgan Retchad, Eve Harrison, Eve is a student who has shown a strong sense of accountability throughout the course. Her motivation, dedication and creativity have been to a high standard, showcasing a professional approach. She has continued to be resilient through difficult times by using her initiative and independent, proactive attitude. Eve has been a fantastic student at USP College. Congratulations, Eve. The nominees for our final award for A-levels are Amy Yorwath, Sam Forward, Nicole Valentin. Sam Forward. Sam is a committed and hard-working student who is always motivated to achieve in biology and deserves recognition for his committed attitude towards his studies. Sam was always willing to help his peers in the lesson, often collaboratively tutoring other students in the more complex concepts. Sam is a courteous and engaging student who was a pleasure to teach and has progressed to university to study biology, volunteering to return to USP to assist on student CPD days. Well done, Sam.
There are 3 awards for the creative arts sector tonight, and our first award nominees are Lucy Dawkins, Billy Saunders, Lewis Isbell and Wilson Ija. Lucy Dawkins. Lucy has produced degree standard work within her games development course. She created a 30-minute animation where she held open auditions with our performing arts students, who she then cast for voiceovers. Lucy's motivation, dedication and commitment has shown her accountability to get things done and to a professional standard. Congratulations, Lucy. The nominees for our second award are Daisy Noland, Jack Saunders and Callum England. Callum England. Throughout the 2-year performing arts course, Callum had a variety of different challenges, both academically and personally. Callum has managed to overcome these challenges and has shown real resilience to achieve a productive outcome where he demonstrated leadership, commitment and motivation within his group for their interactive theatre in education company. He showed a real progression over the 2 years and he should be very proud of the positive outcomes he managed to achieve by the end of the 2nd year during his FMP. Well done to you. And the nominees for our final award are Morgan Joseph, Evie Dorrington, Thomas Ridgewell and Matthew Swales. Thomas Ridgewell. Thomas has had to overcome huge challenges in order to succeed, showing great resilience by continuing his course. Congratulations, Thomas.
The Early Years Childcare and Education sector has 3 awards tonight. The nominees for our first award are Amelia Chiddicks, Bethany Anderson Oliver and Haley Barton. Amelia Chiddicks for being a kind, caring and compassionate student during her time on the Early Years qualification. She was always willing to help and support others that require additional guidance or advice. She has a fantastic attitude to studying, and we believe this had an impact on the progress of many learners in her cohort. Well done, Amelia. The nominees for our second award are Eden Hodges, Thomas Couchman, Summer Rail and Rebecca Bernard. Rebecca Bernard, for taking responsibility for herself and showing that she is able to act independently, submitting all her coursework to the best of her ability and achieving high grades in her coursework, even when times were tough during the lockdown period. She has overcome barriers this year and progressed into a very mature young lady. Congratulations, Rebecca. And now we move on to the final award for our sector. The nominees are Bethany Laws, Julia Stepinska, Holly Moore and Katie Godfrey. Holly Moore. Holly has a communicator to assist with her everyday learning in the classroom due to a hearing impediment and found it a challenge with lockdown. However, she has managed to overcome these challenges, even meeting A-star grade coursework this year. We are all very proud of how far Holly has become, from a level 2 early years student to now completing her level 3 early years qualifications with flying colours. Congratulations to Holly.
There are 4 awards for the financial and professional sector. The nominees for our first award are Halil Koyan, Stacey Adeji, Nicole Sakaja and Brandon Hall. Brandon Hall. Brandon has consistently performed extremely well on the Level 3 business programme. He has always been courteous and polite, going out of his way to help other learners and teachers. Brandon has always strived to work hard, overcoming challenges, progressing internally and turning up to lessons with a very positive and endearing attitude. Well done, Brandon. The nominees for our next award are Alfie Thompson, Carrie Thorne, Luke Tucker and Melissa Sahid. Luke Tucker. Luke is shown to be a hard-working and resilient learner. He started at USP College, completing the Level 1-2 BTEC Business before moving on to the Level 2 AAT. Luke is very committed to his studies, managing his college work and part-time employment. Luke is looking forward to progressing on to the Level 3 AAT and then taking things further to complete the AAT qualification. Congratulations, Luke. The nominees for our third award are Sebastian Lewis, Olivia Fletcher, Harry Phillips and Jasmine Ellis. Harry Phillips. Harry started as a Level 2 travel student, lacking confidence and his written and verbal communication needing improvement. He has completed Level 2 and progressed on to a Level 3 qualification, achieving D-Star DD. Harry has consistently stretched himself this year, producing distinction level work at all times whilst meeting all deadlines. Well done, Harry. The nominees for our final award for the financial and professional sector are Faith Chin Danya, Oladel Awayemi, Owen Hawkes and Gemra UC. Gemra UC. Gemra has worked extremely hard this year on her Level 2 business. In both of her mock exams, she achieved the highest grade possible. She continually asked for additional work and was the only Level 2 student to achieve higher than a pass in her coursework units. Congratulations.
Right, the nominees for our first Foundation Learning Award are Jack Phelan, Alfie Perry and Caris Alabaster. Caris Alabaster. Caris has achieved 100% attendance and has been a pleasure to have in class and online. She has strong teamwork and leadership skills and has played a key role in the group community project, raising more than £130 worth of groceries for the Yellow Door Food Bank. She strives to overcome barriers of dyslexia and always tries her hardest, especially in GCSE English, which she finds quite challenging at times. She regularly volunteers for the Scouts and is a role model and a mentor for young members. She's a perfect example of a focused and dedicated student. Congratulations, Caris.
The nominees for our final award for Foundation Learning are Nilesh Gangwani, Alana Bowles, Holly Moore and Louis Isbell. Nilesh Gangwani. Nilesh, you have shown great resilience during your time in college. You have overcome the obstacles of online learning by showing excellent work ethic and good communication with both teachers and LSAs. You have developed your independence and confidence, and I'm sure you're going to be very successful at university and beyond. You have finished your college courses with good results. Well done now, Nilesh.
The healthcare and medical sector has 3 awards tonight. The nominees for our first award are Adesua Inoma, Nancy Ashibugbu and Aidan Ash. Adesua Inoma. Adesua continuously worked hard throughout her time here at the college. Her work ethic is amazing, and her hard work and dedication was reflected in her work. She is an outgoing and bubbly student who was well liked amongst her peers. Well done. The nominees for our next award are Jack Bush, Layla Hayholt. Layla Hayholt, for her great work ethic during her time at the college and for continuously achieving high grades due to her determination to do well. She went as far as attempting her project at home when it could not be completed at the college. Congratulations, Layla. And now the sector's final award. The nominees are Ellie Lambus, Lily Gunn, Kelsey Johnson and Lily Sears. Lily Gunn, for consistently taking responsibility for her own learning and working to the best of her ability during her 3 years at the college. She has demonstrated self-discipline, has always completed work to deadlines, and remained focused and determined to achieve the highest possible grades in all units. Well done.
Okay, we have 4 awards for the Life and Sports Sciences sector tonight. The nominees for our first award are Bonnie Roth, Amelia Warren and Abby Long. Amelia Warren. Amelia is a student that went above and beyond throughout her course, and her academic skills were second to none. She adapted to online learning with a positive can-do attitude and supported her peers when with us. Her work was always of the highest standard and she met her deadlines with ease. She was a pleasure to teach. Congratulations, Millie. Okay, the nominees for our second award are Alana Bowles, Connie Miller and Sonny Hardy. Alana Bowles. Alana has transitioned from pathways through to level 3 and will continue to degree level from September. She has successfully overcome ongoing challenges throughout her journey, flourishing as a student and growing as an individual. The recent pandemic challenges have highlighted her resilience, making her a worthy recipient of this award. Well done, Alana. Okay, the nominees for our next award are Alice Robson and Millie Guilfoyle. Alice Robson. Alice is a model student. She is respectful, polite, with an excellent work ethic. She values all staff and peers with respect by valuing each as individuals and respecting differences, and supports her peers and brings positivity to the classroom environment. Alice embraces responsibility and her performance is outstanding inside and outside of the classroom. She is a very independent learner and has the qualities and skill to excel in any future career. Congratulations, Alice. The nominees for our last award for the sector are Millie Guilfoyle and George Phelps Knights. Millie Guilfoyle. Millie has exemplified an open mindset throughout her studies, demonstrating a high degree of excellence across all course units. Her focused, driven approach has been evident both in the classroom and through independent study. Millie's high personal standards of application and accountability make her a worthy recipient of this award. Well done, Millie.
The nominees for the first award for Maths and English are Marie Topali, Rebecca Clements, Jamie Gargrave, Emily Louise Mason. Rebecca Clements. Rebecca has worked in a quiet and consistent manner during the course of the year. She handed in all her work, including when we were online. She would never miss any deadlines and was a very conscientious student. She was determined to improve her English and has really raised the standard of her work over the year. Rebecca is very polite and respectful and has been an absolute pleasure to teach this year. Well done, Rebecca. The nominees for our final award for Maths and English are Soraya Kornblum, Kane McLaughlin, Harrison Tolman, Tom Rafferty. Harrison Tolman. Harrison has brilliant attendance, always goes above and beyond in lessons and completes extra work to support his learning. His work is presented so brilliantly that I could use his workbooks for other students to learn from. He will always check on what work is to be completed and is always prepared for the following week's lessons. Well done, Harrison. Congratulations.
The nominees for our Adult Award this evening are Sherry Groves, Tracy Magawan, Marie-Eve Malay-Domien and Rachel Saville. And the winner is Sherry Groves. Sherry completed the Access to Higher Education diploma in social work amid the most challenging of personal circumstances. The barriers she faced would have defeated a person with less resilience and determination. Rather than surrender, she worked around these barriers, made use of additional supports and made extraordinary progress in relation to her starting point with little formal education. Congratulations, Sherry.
The nominees for the Higher Education Award are Keely Bork, Jessica Whitbread, Kerry Schleider and Evie Staunton. And the winner is Jessica Whitbread for continued performing at distinction level on her H&D Art and Design course. She was prepared to genuinely challenge herself both at a technical and at a creative level. Her research skills were shown to be of the highest order and she has produced some industry standard work which was commented on by the external examiner. Congratulations, Jessica.
Our Lively Student Union represents the needs and concerns of all our students, offering regular cross-college forums to discuss their ideas, suggestions and feedback. This award recognises the involvement and commitment shown by its members. The nominees for the Learner Voice Award are Success Papula, Shane Shepherd and Mills Balcom. And the winner is Success Papula. Her continued amazing support of all learners is why she's won this award. She's passionate about ensuring students have a brilliant experience at USP. And I want to say a big thank you for her contribution. Congratulations, Success!
This award is given in memory of a former student at Seevic, Tom Moulton. Tom worked for the YMCA in Southend and tirelessly raised funds with events such as the Essex Jailbreak and the Sleep Easy, which meant the less fortunate of our community were remembered and helped. This award is for a student who has either contributed to the community by helping others or been involved in charity fundraising to make a difference. The nominees for the Tom Moulton Award are Esme Keenleyside, Phoebe Duggan and Aidan Ash. And I'm pleased to announce that the winner is Esme Keenleyside. Esme has been committed to charity-related work throughout the course of this year. She's worked consistently with the One Love Soup Kitchen based in Southend-on-Sea and even focused on this charity for the final major project of her foundation diploma programme. Esme has also liaised with the Focal Points charity and local council to raise awareness of homelessness. Well done, Esme. As much as college is about going to lessons and making new friends, it is also about leaving with the employability skills you need to get ahead in the future. Our students gain these skills in a multitude of different ways, including taking part in one of our college companies, CPD days, and working with external companies. The nominees for the Young Professional Award are Dominic Chinnery, Stephanie Larking, Emma Tushaw Hales and George Phelps Knights. And the winner is George Phelps Knights. Over the past 2 years, George has voluntarily carried out video analysis at Rochford Rugby Club and all sports academies at USP College. George has filmed and edited games. He's carried out analysis with each of the teams. He does all of this within his free time using equipment and software that he has paid for himself. George also volunteers on trial days and open days, helping with recruiting new students. George has even volunteered at Saracens Rugby Academy, carrying out their analysis at training and match days. George has essentially dedicated his last 2 years in helping other people develop and achieve their sporting dreams, completing over 2,000 hours of voluntary service in the process. As a result of all of George's hard work, George has now been offered employment with Saracens Rugby Club in their performance analysis team. Congratulations, George. I'd like to hand over now to Gordon Haynes, Chair of Corporation of USP College, who would like to say a few words.
Good evening, everybody. I really appreciate this opportunity to convey my congratulations to all the award winners for all the hard work that's gone in. I'm so proud of our career-focused curriculum strategy and hope this has worked for you all in preparing for whatever comes next. Whatever comes next, you're all well prepared and looking forward to the next stage, whatever that might be. I acknowledge the very difficult phase you have all been coping with, and still are. Difficult for everyone. The college has been superb in organising and adapting. Staff have all gone the extra mile and had many issues themselves. It's not all bad though. It's brought people together in battling a common enemy and brought out additional qualities not so obvious in normal times. Well done to everybody. I wish you all incredible success in your chosen paths for the future, and that you will have good memories of USP Success is not necessarily measured in financial or power terms. The most important thing is that you have happiness and satisfaction and make a real difference in whatever you get involved with. Good luck, and thank you for being part of our journey at USP.
Well, that's the end of the ceremony. What an amazing night filled with the success of our students. Congratulations to all of our winners and all of our nominees. You've been chosen from thousands of students, which is an amazing achievement, and I hope you all remember this moment in later years with fond memories.